Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So I'm going to go ahead and try to call Abel Sanchez right now, of course, Gennady Golovkin's trainer, and see if he'll answer and see if we can get a quick reaction on the big news of Canelo Alvarez vacating his belt. Let's see if he answers.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Abe? This is Dante. I just wanted to get your reaction to the big news of Canelo vacating his belt.
Well, if I lose you, I'm going up the mountain. But I thought that that's what's going to happen. I never expected him to fight Gennady, but now that he's made up his mind and is not delaying it any longer, we can get about our business. We can get on with fighting Gennady 2 more times this year.
Yeah. So some people are speculating that Canelo, he wanted to negotiate more. Does that make any sense to you that he would actually give up his belt just to negotiate to fight for it, or what?
You know, it doesn't make any sense, but I wasn't there. It was negotiations between Tom and Gennady's managers, the Herman brothers, and Canelo's people, so I wasn't privy to any of what was going on. I was waiting for Monday and for Tuesday, the deadlines, to see what would happen. I anticipated that he was going to do this, so I was just getting myself prepared for getting in training camp for the next fight.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, man, well, I look forward to seeing what's next for you guys, man. But so what do you think? I mean, it's not a whole lot of options out there, Abe. What do you think? Gilberto Ramirez? I mean,
you know what? There's that kid in England. If Tom can make a deal with that kid in England,
James
the
DeGale?
champion.
James DeGale?
No,
Kell Brook?
no. Saunders, the WBO champion for the other 60-pound belt. And then we have Danny, who is our mandatory too. Danny Jacobs, our mandatory in the WBA. So I understand that WBA wasn't going to stand in the way of the negotiations for Canelo, but they said that they would order the mandatory for Danny and Gennady to be fought. So if that can be made, that's a heck of a fight. That's a heck of a story. Forget the fight. Just the fact that this young man is a cancer survivor and has come back from where he came back from. This fight in Brooklyn, New York, or just in New York, period, I think is huge. Just because of his story more than anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. That would be a big fight. So he's pretty much in the same situation as Canelo right now, probably, right? Where they're going to basically order him to either fight Golovkin or give up the belt, right?
I think that's what it is. I think that he's going to be ordered as a mandatory to go into negotiations with Golovkin and see if that fight can be made. I would like that fight just because of what it represents. It's more than boxing. It's life.
Yeah, that's a big fight, man. I hope Golovkin either gets Billy Joe Saunders or Danny Jacobs. Those are 2 big fights right there.
And once that happens, if he gets Saunders and he's the and he's the unified champion, one thing I think people have to understand is he has a heck of a lot of respect for Bernard Hopkins, which is the last unified champion. Gennady wants to be talked about like Bernard Hopkins was as being a unified champion. So if we do fight Saunders, that completes the 4. Hopefully everything is successful and we beat him, and that completes the 4. Then other avenues, I'm sure, will be explored. But for the time being, I think that is one of the goals to get that 4th belt if Danny's not ordered.
So the plan is to, of course, unify, and then you guys are planning on moving up right away after that, or what?
I don't know. It depends on how it goes, and if Canelo happens to fight Lemieux and Lemieux beats him, because Lemieux's not an easy fighter. They're talking about Canelo fighting Lemieux. I read somewhere today. If that happens, then maybe a rematch with Lemieux. I don't want to even think about other than the 60-pound belts right now, and let him unify, so that way now we have options to move up or not to move up.
Well, I mean, I talked to Canelo's trainer right before the Khan fight, and they said that they weren't going to fight at middleweight for at least another 2 to 3 more fights. So, I don't know.
You being the smart journalist, who the heck is he going to fight at 155? That's a middleweight that's going to come down to 155. Who is he going to fight other than a welterweight or even the junior middleweights that are out there right now? Is he going to fight Julian Rock Williams at 154? Probably not.
And probably not.
Who is he
Yeah.
going to fight?
That's the question I've been asking a whole lot, Abe. I mean, you got Demetrius Andrade, you have the Charlo brothers, and they haven't even mentioned them guys. So if he doesn't fight them, he's not going to fight Golovkin, not even Ivanas Martirosyan. Like I said, who does he fight? Another welterweight?
Right. Who? So if they're talking about legacy or they're talking about history, he can't continue to do that and keep shoving it down our throats. And think that we're going to accept that. So if he's going to fight Pacquiao, can you imagine that? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If Pacquiao's not going to come up to 55, I don't see the middleweights going down to 55. I could see the junior middleweights fighting him at 55, but then it won't be for their belt. So what's the purpose?
Yeah. Hey, Abe, I think he might get a lot of backlash on this situation he's in, especially when you're putting it that way.
Well, I hope that when I was in Vegas for that week of the fight, a con fight, the journalists were not asking politically correct questions. They were asking about Golovkin and the promises he made, and the promises he made after the fight too, about getting the gloves on right now, we'll get it on. I'll fight him at 160. All those things that he said, now the journalists just need to keep pressure on him and keep asking the questions. You're not trying to force him to do anything. Just answer the question. Just who the heck you're going to fight and how is that going to be justified?
Yeah, absolutely. Those will definitely be some questions I'm asking next time I see him. It'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'd like to hear the answers myself.
yeah, it's going to be big news. It's going to be real big news because they're not going to allow Canelo to just once again pick a welterweight, and especially if Manny Pacquiao, if he doesn't take the fight, there's nowhere for Canelo to go. But probably fighting one of the best at 154 or one of the.
But let me tell you, those 54 pounders that you just mentioned are formidable opponents. They're not Khan.
Of course.
They're good fighters. Andrade, are you kidding me? Andrade, as athletic as he is, you'll make him look silly.
Wow, there it is. And I don't know if that's the reason why. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know, but I'm assuming that's the reason why they haven't even mentioned Demetrius Andrade. Let's not even beat around the bush.
Right. Now, Julian Rock Williams is not really tested yet, but he's a heck of a little fighter too.
Yeah.
So is it Julian? Who is it?
Yeah. If he doesn't fight any of those guys, it's going to be a lot of backlash. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to getting our fight set up, our next fight, but I'm also looking forward to see if the journalists will keep that pressure on him to make him live up to whatever it is that he is, one, that he has promised, and two, if he's going to keep fighting for the linear middleweight championship that Oscar has, because that's Oscar's company, that the Ring Magazine, is that going to be something that's justified and something that you guys will follow? I mean, you guys are the ones that are putting the pressure on all of us to come up with whatever the public seems to need or seems to want. So if you allow that, well then.
Yeah, I hear you. Then it makes it easy for them to pretty much, pick whoever they want. Hey, but I have to ask you now, since you mentioned that, Canelo Alvarez trainer, give me your response to what he said about Golovkin. He criticized Golovkin's resume. He said he hasn't fought anyone. He said, look at our last 10 opponents compared to Golovkin's last 10 opponents. What's your reaction?
You know what? I think that he should get him now while he's still green. Golovkin is. Because he hasn't fought anybody. I think you should get him now before he grows up, before he learns how to fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I hear you, man. I hear you. So, all right, man. Well, anything else you want to say before I let you go about the matter, man?
Well, not about that matter, but did you see our fight last night with my cruiserweight?
Yeah. Gassiev, he looking good, man.
We're getting there.
Yeah, Murat, he's looking real good, man. So, Did you really mean that? I remember you told me a long time ago you think he's basically the next Golovkin in the stable. I mean, he got a vicious knockout last night.
Absolutely. You know, we were mandatory. That 5 minutes are mandatory for the winner of Lebedev and Ramirez. Now, let me tell you something way ahead of time. If Lebedev beats Ramirez, now he's the WBA and the IBF champion. But mark my words, he's going to vacate the IBF title so that Murat can fight somebody else because he won't fight it.
Yeah, so you're already predicting he's going to vacate.
Yeah. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised.
Well, hey, you guys may start having the most fighters, the sports and other fighters to vacate.
You know, I don't want that to happen because I want good fights, and I want good fights for my guys, good fights for the public, good fights for boxing. But we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully things pan out the way they're supposed to, and we put on good fights for the fans.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.